could see in Joan an absolute determination that she would not let Victor's death go unremarked, unforgotten, and forgotten. And she said then that she was going to write a book that set out what he'd done, and she did. It took 10 years, but she wasn't an author, she was just a ballerina.
Buscamos a la reconciliación. El nuevo proyecto de nación.
De lo que fue Santiago ensangrentada, en una hermosa plaza liberada, me detendré a llorar por los ausentes.
Some of these victims are young girls under the age of 18. Domestic violence, rape, sexual abuse, and the trafficking of women and girls for sexual exploitation are widespread.
Yo no sé si la podré encontrar, yo no sé.
And it's Amazon Besieged by Sueno and Machynlleth. The second book we'll be talking about is Voices of Latin America.
Jimena has come today and has put up some embroideries, ¿Dónde están? Where are they? Of those who died. And so as you go out, have a look at those and just take a moment to reflect on the comrades who never could come to Machynlleth to be part of Sueno Existe. And these murals are best as collective murals where everybody comes and paints. And so we got together with Infamous Community Arts, who have done a lot of the festival design, have a big workshop and studio in Birmingham, invited some of the Leeds Chilean students who are doing PhDs.
No me vengas con la historia de la indolencia. Hace rato que te aguanto dándote
Music struggle. They brought so much to Britain. We didn't just receive them as refugees. They gave us perhaps more than we ever could give them. So as a tiny little token of our request, I've got a paintbrush.
Oh, you've got your stickers. And they've got a sticker on them to say they are now officially members of the Brigada Ramona Parra.
We have with us tonight someone who represents that dream. Someone with true vision of how we can bring that dream into reality. Please welcome the future Prime Minister of Britain, Jeremy Corbyn.
My first experience of Chile was going there in 1969, before Allende was elected, and joining the May Day march of that year in Santiago. And that amazing sense of hope that was there.
For Laura and Jeremy, and for all of you wonderful people of Sueno, Si ella me faltara, by Pablo Milanés.
Si ella me faltara alguna vez, nadie me podría acompañar, nadie ocuparía ese lugar que descubro en cada amanecer. Si me faltara alguna vez, si ella me dejara de querer, cuando la contemplo al despertar.
I wish AMLO well. I wish the people of Mexico well. And I wish to see huge changes that bring about human rights and justice. But the economic injustice that's faced by the poorest in Mexico, and perhaps even worse, by the poorest in other countries in Central America, and the attitude of the Trump administration to the humanitarian disaster at their very doorstep doesn't bode well for the future.
Victor Hanna is back in town. Faces of his children gleam, 'cause this is the world of which we dream. It's in my homeland, and my homeland, and my homeland.
And so, I think Latin America gives us such inspiration and such hope. The way that people came back from the abyss of 1973 and eventually got rid of that military government in Chile, got rid of the military government in Argentina. I recognise all the challenges and all the stresses and all the pressures that are there all the time, but it was that spirit of a different kind of world, a world, another world that is absolutely possible. In memory of Victor Jara, Salvador Allende, and so many others, and in recognition of what they suffered and the plight that others have suffered, let's put out an international message of peace, of justice, of solidarity, of environmental sustainability. Let's put out a message of the kind of world we want to live in. So, El Sueño Existe means the dream exists, the reality exists, the music exists, but above all, the hope and the determination exists. Thank you very much.
This is a revolutionary song, and it comes to this session because we talk currently that we are in the fourth transformation of Mexico.
Every time I see them, I personally get really sad, and I remember when she told us the story and the interactions that she had with the family members to really be able to capture the personality of the...
Eva vine gata himmelhila Hekan halo no boman Ivrenia fantia pensra
Nad roedd afer yn ddigon eliniaethus tuag at Brexit. The political situation, in the estimation of the Welsh Communist Party, the political situation in Wales has deteriorated quite substantially since the general election.
To St George's Hill, a ragged band they call the niggers came to show the people's will, to defy the landlords, they defied the law. They were the dispossessed, reclaiming what was theirs. We come in peace.
Like was in her 20s, he was in his 40s when they started the relationship. So that's her family, and this is, but also she was a woman in a patriarchal machist.
Que el aborto se pueda en 4 causales, porque no es la penalización absoluta, sino lo que se está pidiendo es por 4 causales.
So yes, I would like to work here and to work in solidarity with women in El Salvador, because the campaign there continues and they're trying to push to have abortion permitted for 4 reasons.
Alerta que camina la lucha feminista por América Latina. Alerta, alerta, alerta. Que América Latina va a ser toda feminista.
I remember all the countries in the region began to get cold feet regarding free trade agreements with the United States then. And the effect of these was known at the time as the tequila effect, because of the Mexican responsibility.
Y el tiempo apremia. Que te digo, hermana y hermano, que mañana es tarde. Y que el tiempo apremia.
Water, el agüita, offering life and hope. Sometimes we have been frozen women, sleeping on the mountain tops. Water that is waiting. Waiting water. Sometimes we have been wasted water, dripping overnight from a broken tap, unable to sleep. We have been a stream of water that comes out from dawn to sunset, when dirty clothes are washed, going straight down the drain. We have been wasted water, overused, undervalued, taken for granted. We can be bitter water.
Down like harmonium bellows, or the bagpipe drone that paces the walk for a story. Building in crescendo, startling images display as murmuring birds. A backbone of moral stands like a tree.
Chain, I will remain in silence. I will stand and I will defend my right to fight against violence. With my hammer I break the chain, I will remain in silence. I will stand and I will defend my right to fight against violence. No prison, no contain. Freedom not we gain when we go through fear.
With our hammers, we broke our chains.
We did not remain in silence.
Everyone's very neighbourly and very friendly. There was an impromptu music session late last night, as tends to happen in these places. And yeah, a very nice, friendly atmosphere. It's been a bit wild weather-wise. It's great. Cheers.
The richness of our way of life, actually, the community in Nicaragua, is dramatically more beautiful, more real than it is here in many respects.
¡Causachum Latinoamérica!
In my talk, I'm going to do a brief history of domestic labor in Mexico and talk about the organization that I was working with and what the demands are and the formation of a trade union and working internationally on domestic workers' rights.
Solo el sol y una luna pesan sobre vuestros huesos, andaluces de Jaén, aceituneros altivos. Pregunta mi alma de quién son estos olivos. Jaén, levántate brava sobre tus piedras lunares.
And it was Neruda and his French communist poet friend Louis Aragon who personally received the Mexican delegation at the train station in Paris. First question Neruda asked was, which of you is Octavio Paz? And they got on immediately. Neruda, by the way, at 33, he was 10 years older than Paz.
Con voz de gigante gritando